years old. And surely he wants to change the constitution to go where? We have seen this trend of many African countries changing the constitution, removing term limits, removing age limits. We have seen in Alassane Ouattara across in Ivory Coast changed his age limit. We've seen across in Uganda age limit removed. We have seen elsewhere in Rwanda, in so many places, the term limits have been removed. And the people, let's ask the question, what makes African leaders change term limits? Is it security after their departure? Is it the bad treatment they receive after their departure? Is it the recrimination that they receive after their departure from office? We should now start looking at that very, very carefully to make sure that Africa does not fall a victim of a new wave of regime change that is being sponsored by our former colonial masters, including France and United States of America. You can look at the old French-speaking countries that we call Francophone speaking countries. There is always trouble in 3/4 of their countries. There is no country that was ruled by France that has peace. We should look at those root causes. What are the root causes? The root causes today are oil looking for money. Some of their budgets are done in Paris. Money is still being taken to Paris. They are controlled. All the countries right from Senegal up to Cameroon, up to Central African Republic, up to look at what is happening in Chad. This year, you forgot to mention at the beginning, we've lost one president who was assassinated, killed by rebels that we know where they are, who funds them, how they get equipped, how they are logistically supplied with arms from one foreign country plus other surrogates on the African continent. This is not the type of democracy and the type of Africa that we want, where some rebel officers come and kill a president and celebrate over his dead body, and we move on as if nothing has happened. So these African leaders also learn, those who are in the power, to learn to handle their native citizens properly, in a proper manner. Organize them in a proper manner. Give them space, breathing space. Let them not torture people. Let them not harass people. I've been in this game for over 37 years. I've seen several other things happen. And then, of course, if you look at any student of political science, will tell you that it looks like we reached a dead end on the question of how do we get more resources from Africa. Now we have gone back to the 19 post-independence, immediate post-independence, where coups were the norm of the day, where people, former colonial masters instigated coups. Don't forget the coup that took place in Uganda in 1971 by Idi Amin was instigated by the British under the Prime Ministership of Sir Edward Teddy B. Heath and the Mossad of Israel. That was our first coup in our country to be destabilized. And since then, our country has never had the peace that we yearn for. There has never been, every government that comes in has been overthrown, presidents removed, others go to the bush, millions die, wars in the north, wars in the central, one party state. So many things have happened since then. Therefore, it is very, very important that Africa looks at itself now. What else? What next? Another question that I would like to discuss with you is the question of, does Africa really need elections? Do you need elections? What has triggered a coup in Guinea-Bissau? These elections. Elections were declared. People did not accept the results. They started going to the streets, killing people, breaking things, burning things. The army comes in to take Alpha Conde. I'm not saying Alpha Conde was an angel, no. He was not democratic at all to the standards of what we call democracy by the Plato republics, Socrates and Aristotle republics. We can't call him a democrat, but the truth is elections in Africa are not necessary. I have come to a conclusion. I'm working on a doctrine of an Africa without elections, and that's what I'm going to do. You don't need a monarchy to be in a country. You need good people who are not wizards, robbers, thieves, like Ruto in Nairobi. You need good Africans people. Where you come from in your village, don't you have village elders who see whether you are gonna marry or you are married or you are somebody who is a rapist or you are somebody who is about to be a wizard, you are a night runner or a chicken thief, you know. You have elders. We used to have those type of elders who can assess. We don't need thieves to rule Africa. We need people to lead Africa.